When we love someone who has a narcissistic personality type or are very low empathy or very egotistical, we might not know for sure they're a narcissist and that's fine, but I think a lot of people now get the sense of what that would mean. Low empathy, very oriented to power in a relationship. When we love these people, and this might be a parent, this might be a partner, this might be a sibling, a good friend. But when we love these people, really love them, and we are empathic, maybe even high empathy people, one of the things that's often, I think, overlooked is that you may have loved someone or still love someone who has narcissism as part of their personality more than you've loved anyone else. You may have actually really poured your love into them. And the thing about someone like this with low empathy or narcissism will drink in that love. That's why they can be called energy vampires. And unknowingly, with the best of intentions, many people love more than ever before or ever after someone with this kind of personality toxicity or problem. And the love seems to not do what love normally does in a healthy relationship. The the person with narcissism will be very critical of the form of love they receive. They will want more of it, they'll want less of it, they'll want it in certain proportions and certain conditions. And what ends up happening is that you or the person you know who is high empathy, very loving, they start to judge or criticize themselves. I'm wondering if this has ever happened to you. Have you ever kind of gotten down on yourself and told yourself, I don't love right, I don't love enough, I don't love in the way this person can receive it? And this is almost a form of protection. The person with high empathy who loves the narcissist will criticize themselves and make themselves the problem so that they can hopefully fix the problem, because we know it's easier to fix ourselves than someone else. And the narcissist in this dynamic will, or the low empathy person will use that against one, and they will know that the weak point in the loving person and the empathic person, their weak point is feeling that they are responsible or that they are not doing enough. They are not loving enough. And a narcissist will really co opt that and use it for power and criticism in the relationship. And this keeps, unfortunately, this keeps you trapped. It keeps you trapped in a cycle of wearing yourself out through love. And I know that sounds wrong, right? Like love should not wear us out. But if you're telling yourself you're not loving correctly or you're not loving enough, then what'll happen is that your ability to love yourself also will diminish, because that highly critical voice will become very strong and it'll criticize what you're really, really good at, which is loving, which is giving, which is feeling. But that is so put down in the relationship, whatever the relationship type is, whatever the roles are, that will be so criticized by the low empathy person towards the high empathy person that you, the high empathy person, will feel somehow that it's your fault or that you loved inappropriately or too much. Now, I don't want to ignore that there may be situations where certain dynamics like that are true. So we can always think of many situations, but right now I'm speaking to the particular question that people have in a narcissistic relationship or after one, healing from that, that their love was not right in some way. And I want you to know that you probably loved that narcissistic person, that low empathy person, you probably loved them more than anyone else ever loved them. You gave so much of yourself, your love. And part of healing post narcissistic relationship is to really get this, not just intellectually, but really get this in the heart that you are so loving. You are so high empathy. You can relate to others. You can feel others suffering. You can feel their joy. You have this gift of love, of feeling, of trusting, and that's yours. That narcissist has no power over that. They don't get to take it with them if the relationship is over. However, we're all left sometimes with different forms of regret and different messages we give ourselves. So it's time to take back the messages you give yourself. It's time to really be with your own good-heartedness, your own loving presence. And maybe you've been educating yourself a lot on the narcissistic relationship or on the narcissist. And what I would suggest is that you turn back to yourself and your own loving truth and really be with the truth of how loving you are, how giving you are, and what an incredible gift this is. What an amazing being of love you are. And just to be with that for a bit of time towards you, towards yourself. And love is never wasted. Whether they couldn't appreciate it, they couldn't take it in, they hurt you, all of that might be true. And yet you put out into the world, into your own body and heart, this love. So own it, let it empower you. Be with that love as a frequency right now of your health, your well being, your healing. They don't get to keep that. They don't take it with them onto some other relationship. That is yours. Whether you're in relationship with them or not, your love is your healing frequency. And it might be time to take that back for yourself. Take that energy in, take that healthy, loving frequency into yourself.